The power of not reacting. Stop. That's where it begins. Not with control. Not with discipline. Not with strength. With a pause. Because right now, your biggest problem is not what happens to you. It's how fast you react to it. Someone disrespects you, you react. Something goes wrong, you react. You feel uncomfortable, you react. Instantly. Automatically. Emotionally. And every time you react without thinking, you lose power. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. You are not weak because life is hard. You are weak because you react too quickly. You give your emotions control before your mind even has a chance to speak. You have a choice. That's the key. You have a choice between reaction and response. And that small gap, that tiny moment between stimulus and action, that is where your power lives. But right now, you're skipping it. You don't pause. You don't observe. You don't think. You just react. And reactions are emotional. Reactions are impulsive. Reactions are dangerous. They damage relationships. They destroy opportunities. They expose your lack of control. And the worst part, they feel justified. That's how emotions trap you. They convince you that reacting is the right thing to do. He deserved it. I had no choice. That's just who I am. No, that's not who you are. That's who you've trained yourself to be. And what you've trained, you can retrain. You don't need their permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need discipline. Because it's not about emotion. It's about control. Let's make something clear. Not reacting does not mean being weak. It does not mean being passive. It does not mean letting people walk over you. It means choosing your response instead of being controlled by your impulse. It means you decide when to speak. You decide when to act. You decide what matters. That's power. Real power is quiet. Real power doesn't explode. It doesn't scream. It doesn't rush to prove itself. It waits. It observes. It chooses. You want to know why calm people win? Because while everyone else is reacting, they are calculating. While others are emotional, they're strategic. While others lose control, they gain advantage. You have a choice. Right now, you're living in reaction mode. You wake up and check your phone, reaction. You see something online, you react. Someone says something, you react. Your entire day is dictated by external triggers. You are not in control. And if you are not in control, you are being controlled. That's the uncomfortable truth. But here's where it changes. You start small. You don't need to master your entire life overnight. You just need to interrupt the pattern. The next time something triggers you, pause. Just 1 second. That's it. Don't speak immediately. Don't act immediately. Don't defend immediately. Pause. Feel the emotion, but don't obey it. That's the difference. You are allowed to feel anger. You are allowed to feel frustration. You are allowed to feel hurt. But you are not allowed to let those emotions control your behavior. That's where discipline comes in. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about mastering your response. You have a choice. Let's break it down into real-world situations. Someone insults you. You reacts instantly. You argue. You defend. You escalate. You pause. You look at them. You assess the situation. And then you ask yourself, does this even matter? Most of the time, it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you walk away. That's power. Not everything deserves your reaction. In fact, most things don't. Every time you react, you spend energy. And your energy is limited. So why are you wasting it on things that don't move your life forward? Why are you reacting to opinions? To noise? To distractions? That's not strength. That's lack of discipline. You don't need their permission. You don't need to prove anything. Silence is often the strongest response. Let that sink in. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. When you don't react, you confuse people. They expect emotion. They expect drama. They expect chaos. And when they don't get it, they lose power over you. Because control only exists when you react. No reaction, no control. That's the key. Now let's go deeper. Not reacting is not just about other people. It's about yourself, your habits, your impulses, your urges. You feel like quitting, you react. You feel lazy, you react. You feel uncomfortable, you react. You escape. You avoid. You delay. But discipline says something different. Discipline says, pause. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you act on it. That's the shift. Feelings are temporary. Actions have consequences. And your life is built on actions, not feelings. So if you keep reacting to temporary emotions, you will build a permanent life of regret. You have a choice. Every time. Let's make it practical. Start with this rule. No immediate reactions. Give yourself space. When something triggers you, wait. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 1 minute. Train yourself to delay. Because delay creates clarity. And clarity creates control. Another rule. Observe before acting. Instead of jumping in, watch. What's really happening here? What's the outcome if I react? Is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer will be no. And that's how you win. Not by doing more, but by reacting less. That's the discipline no one talks about. Everyone teaches action. Very few teach restraint. But restraint is where mastery lives. Because anyone can react. It takes strength to stay calm. It takes discipline to stay silent. It takes power to walk away. You don't need their permission. You don't need validation. You need control. And control starts with not reacting. So the next time life tests you, pause. That's your moment. That's your opportunity. That's your power. Don't give it away. Because every time you choose not to react, you reinforce discipline. You build strength. You take control back. And that's how you master your emotions. Not by eliminating them, but by refusing to be controlled by them. You have a choice. Always. You are no longer a slave to impulse. You are no longer driven by emotion. You are in control. That's the standard now. And as you build this habit, something powerful happens. You become harder to shake, harder to provoke, harder to break. You become calm under pressure. And calm is dangerous. Because calm people think clearly. They act strategically. They win consistently. You're not here to react anymore. You're here to dominate your responses. You mastered the pause. Now it's time to master something even deeper. Because control is not just about what you do. It's about what you allow into your mind.